Hello. Thank you for tuning in to our Facebook Live. Also, it is connected with our podcast, which is called What Is a Little Girl Supposed to Do? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We're going to be sharing an amazing woman today. And I'm sharing this show today with my mother, the amazing Balinda and Beltran.
Yes.
And this beautiful woman, I want to say this is three generations right here.
That's three.
3 generations. So without Martha Lee VanArsdale, and I don't even feel right even saying names at all. I feel like that is just so disrespectful. I do. So we are sitting here and we're sharing this podcast, and we are going to be discussing Martha Lee VanArsdale. And she is my grandmother, and she is your mother.
That's correct.
So thank you. Thank you for listening to us today, and we're going to be sharing with you a lot about her.
Yes. And my mother, she was born in Camden, Mississippi.
Okay.
On December the 7th, 1933. 1933. And that was, they had Pearl Harbor, but I don't know if that was the year Pearl Harbor, but I know that was the date that Pearl Harbor took place also.
Okay.
But we are honoring my mother because this Martin Luther King holiday, that's on Monday the 16th, the year my mother passed away on January the 16th, 2012, that was Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King holiday also. It was on a Monday, and I was at my mother's bedside when she took her last breath. But we want to honor this beautiful woman because she was an amazing force that you didn't want to reckon with. She was a mother, she was a wife, she was an aunt, she was a sister, she was a grandmother, and she did church ministry. She kept foster children. She loved children. She loved the human race. She wanted everyone to be their best person. And she was a great cook. She wasn't no joke. So I did write a book in memory of my mother. And the name of the book is My Mama Told Me, and my daughter is going to share the book with you. These are some of the things that my mama told me. And so you will be able to relate to some of the things that my mama told me. All right.
Okay. So, thank you for letting me read it. Thank you. Let me share this picture.
I don't know if they can see the picture on your thing because they got that door closed. I don't know if you can see that. You just, yeah. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
So it is called The Obituary of Martha Lee VanArsdale. Martha Lee VanArsdale was introduced to the world on December the 7th, 1933. She was the 10th of 13 children. Martha was born to Drew Robert VanArsdale Jr. and Lula Bell Harper in Camden, Mississippi. She made instrumental contributions on the family farm as a young child. Martha married Herbert Hoover Olive when she was 16 in 1952. They moved to Portland, Oregon to start a better life. They had 6 children. After getting divorced, Martha met the love of her life, Jimmy Lockhart, and they had 2 children. Martha was a devoted Christian. She prayed for hours for her children and others. She was a member of Sharon Seventh Day. Let me say that one more time. She was a member of Sharon Seventh Day Adventist Church for over 40 years and later joined Your Bible Speaks Seventh-day Adventist Church, where she served as a deaconess, choir member, and assisted with the prison ministry. Martha worked as a teacher's assistant for the Portland Public School District. She also was a foster parent, taking care of more than 15 children over the years. She liked to fish, cook, and travel. Martha traveled because she enjoyed being with and visiting her family. She often traveled to Mississippi, Texas, Canada, and most importantly, that place that left her speechless was St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Martha will be remembered by her beautiful eyes and her smile. She dressed for success with colorful outfits, hair ornaments, and never left her home without her Jesus pen. Her grandchildren will remember her for rotating sugar. Martha gave her grandchildren one option for sweets on a daily, either a slice of fruit or 3-ounce juice, but not both. Martha was survived by 6 children: John Olive, Gloria of Vancouver, Washington, Herbert Olive Jr., Darlene of Portland, Oregon, Balinda Beltran, Alejandro of Vancouver, Washington, Diane Bergman of Portland, Oregon, Beverly Stone Miller of Vancouver, Washington, Brian Lockhart, Rachel of Covington, Washington, 3 stepchildren: Florentino Beltran, Ruby Beltran, Eddie Beltran, one sister, Sarah VanArsdale of Portland, 21 grandchildren, 24 great-grandchildren, and 7 great-great-grandchildren. She was preceded in death by her parents' 5 brothers: James, John, McKinley, Willie, and George. 6 sisters: Lula Mae VanArsdale, Zeddy Mae Granberry, Polly Archer, Bertha VanArsdale, Sally Mae Archer, and Mary Boyd. 1 son, Bobby Lewis Olive, Bobo deceased. He became Oregon's first heart transplant donor. 1 daughter, Lorraine Marie Olive, in 1997. Her first husband, Herbert Hoover Olive, in 1990.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely.
And one thing my mother would always do before she would go on a journey in her car, she taught all the children how to say the car prayer. And they remembered it, but I never remembered it, so I had to write it down. My daughter's here. She remembered the poem. They got in that car. They put on their seat belts, and Grandma would say the car prayer. And this is what she said. Father God, with tender love and care, I would like to pause and dedicate this prayer to Thee. Please keep my hands on the steering wheel. Ride with us through these streets and roads. Protect this car and us that is in it from all hurt, harm, accidents, and unseen dangers. Help us to not ever forget to be thankful for all the convenience this automobile provides for us. In Jesus' name, amen. That was her way of making sure that they were going to be protected. God was in control. And so, yes. So my daughter can remember your grandma, her grandma. It was amazing. My mother ended up, succumbing to Alzheimer's, but my daughter and my son, and then I and the grandchildren, Shanti was the primary caregiver for my mother, but they took care of my mom for 7 years, and she suffered from Alzheimer's, and that was a disease that is just sad, especially when you forget or not recognize who your family is. Because when my daughter was keeping my mom at her house, I would go over there to visit and to do things, and my mother, I would go in the room and she would look at me like, wait, who are you? And I say, wait, I'm your daughter. And she still be looking at me. I said, Shanti, can you come in here? And Shanti would say, what would you tell my mama?
I would say, and I would say, I said, hey, Grandma, this is one of the nurses. This is one of the nurses that came just to check on you, to say hello, just to see how you was doing. I said, she's been one of the really good nurses that's been coming here and making sure that we have everything. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, oh, okay. She said, because, she said that she was my daughter. And I said, oh, no. I said, she's one of the doctors. She's one of the doctors that's been coming and checking on you. And then I know that was, Mom, I know that was super tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. She is missed. There's not a day that goes by that I do not think of her, because she had some amazing things that she would say, things that she would do, and it was so amazing. So you want to share the book with us?
The book.
Yes.
Oh, what do you want me to? Well, I know that there's things that I would like to share about Grandma. I know that Grandma, when you say that she was a no nonsense person.
Yes.
Tell me what exactly you want me to share.
Oh, I would just want you to read the book.
Okay.
I wrote that book in memory of her, but yeah, just you and I. It begins at you and I. Here, let me show you, baby. Yeah, I don't know if my daughter has read this book before, but she heard me cite it. I've said it at several different events, and it is a great book, things that my mother said, and so she will start it off, and we can trade off or just go through the pages. You and I.
Okay. It says you and I. You and I. We are you and I. Separation versus integration. I go to the store to buy the necessities of life. I don't see you. I see everybody else working. I only see you buying and consuming. Where is all the money going? It's not going back into our pockets or banks. My mama told me whoever you give your money to, you are also giving them power over you. I go to the restaurant or fast food chain to get something to eat. Oh, what a treat. I don't see you. I see everybody else working. You are eating, consuming, paying for your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Where is all the money going? It's not going back into our pockets or banks. My mama told me whoever you give your money to, you also give them power over you. Wherever I go, I see everyone else except you. I spend my money with everyone else except my people or myself. Am I missing something? When and how did this happen? Have we been living or sleepwalking? When did we die? Who told us a lie about integration? Who said When did we die? Who told us a lie about integration? Who said, what's yours is mine? Is that why we don't have anything we can call our own? Why do we exist? Do we miss the unity that we had? Why are we here? God said, have no fear. Satan's end is near. My mama told me, whoever you give your money to, you also give them power over you. Hey, brothers and sisters, it's time to come together. Become part of the movement before everything is taken away from you and I. My mama told me, whoever you give your money to, you also give them power over you. I go to the bank and I don't see you working. You depositing your hard-earned money. But when you want to take out a loan, it comes back denied. Bad credit. Why? Was it bad money management, or was it just last hired, first fired? My mama told me, do something for yourself. Create your own jobs. Save your money. Buy real estate. Stop spending your money on bling bling, wasting money on them things that you don't know what mean anything, because when this life is all over, you can't take it with you. We need to rethink what we should do. We need to rethink what we should be important. Memories. What will you leave behind for the future generations? Will it be all the talk, or will it be accomplishments? My mama told me talk is cheap. You can say anything, but actions speak louder than words. I go to work only if I am fortunate to have a job. I don't see you as my supervisor, manager, or CEO. I see the same people in charge, things that haven't changed too much since I was a child. My mama told me if we do not exercise our rights, we could end up enslaved again. What are we going to do? If we continue going down the same road, things will only get worse. Will we be extinct? What would have, should have, wait, hold on a minute. What would have, should have, could have, will not matter. Okay, wait, hold on a minute. What would have, should have, could have, will not matter. I'm not talking about chains and whips. I'm talking about your mind. You do not have to be physically enslaved when your mind is controlled by somebody or something. It's over for you. Because you can't think for yourself. Somebody else is thinking and controlling you. Wait. My mama told me, don't follow the crowd. Be a leader. Think for yourself. God gave you a brain. Use it. If you don't, you will lose it. My mama told me, think big. Don't think small. Remember, whoever you give your money to, you will continue to have power over you. Oh, wait, hold on. Remember, whoever you give your money to, they will have. They will continue to have power over you.
Yes.
Balinda and LaShonti, 2007. I know you. Hey, hold on. It also says the continuation of this. Want me to finish, Mom?
I'll do the next one.
Okay, go ahead.
Breaking it down,
Breaking
sister.
it down. Yes,
You did
yes,
a great
yes,
job.
yes, yes,
You did
yes.
a great job. And it says, I know now. Yeah, this was like toward the end of my mama's life. It says, when your mama die, when your mother dies, it makes you want to cry. The only thing you have left are the memories of the good and bad times. You remember the home-cooked meals. You remember the hugs and kisses. You remember the spankings. You remember her voice telling you that's wrong and you should not do that. The thing I remember about my mom is the look. Remember that look?
Mm-hmm.
She would just look at you and you'd be like, wait, what did I do?
Right.
Yes. And so her eyes told you this is very serious. This is a serious situation and you better straighten up right now. My mother believed in the Heavenly Father. She tried to keep us away from the activities of the devil. She showed us family, church, and that God will is top priority. Foolishness is unacceptable, and there's no excuse for failure. My mama said, you should live by God's golden rule. Love your neighbor as you would yourself. Help someone in need. Give a helping hand. Stop thinking about your selfish wants, because God will provide us with what we need. Do the right thing by people, because you will receive it in return. Remember, everyone will have a payday, and it will not be with almighty dollar. Does it make you want to holler?
That sounds like a poem from a cookie.
It says, no more slack, because God is coming back to execute his will on earth as it is in heaven. God bless you all. And then this is really toward the end of my mother's life. The question is, I asked in my spirit, I said, Mama, are you ready? I said, Mama, are you ready? And on December the 24th, 2011, my mom was given 1 week to live. When the family was given that news, it was hard to swallow. It really bothered me. I went to sleep with the deadline on my mind and heart. I was in a daze all day on December the 25th. I fell asleep early on December the 25th, but I awakened at 4:30 a.m. on December the 26th. And I asked my mama, was she ready? Her spirit answered. She responded. She said, yes. Mama said, yes, I'm ready. I'm tired. It's been a long time. I've served my purpose in this life. There is nothing more I can do. I raised my children, my stepchildren. I helped raise my grandchildren and foster children. I was a teacher assistant, and I owned my own daycare. I went to the jailhouse to teach the troubled. God needs me now. Mama said she wanted to thank everyone that helped her through this journey. But she wanted to especially thank her grandchildren, LaShonti, Mo, Deshawn, Kamari, for taking the time to care for her. They shared their home, love, and energy. The care has been great. And I hope this is a lesson learned. Do unto others as you would like done unto you. And she said, thank you, Diane, for repenting. Thank you for doing what you do best, taking care of the elderly. And Sarah, I'm sorry. I have to leave you alone. I will miss our talks. I know you will one day see me again. I want you to know I'm all right. I'm ready to be with the Lord. Martha Lee VanArsdale. Rest in love, Mom. And she is celebrating 11 years of her passing. She passed on January the 16th, 2012. And this year, January the 16th, 2023, it will be 11 years, and it will fall on Dr. Reverend Martha King's holiday. And I remember the dream that Reverend Dr. Martha King had. He had that dream that we would be able to walk hand in hand with others and to treat us with freedom, justice, and equality. Back in the 60s, I mean, we went through some hell. I remember the 60s. We were marching, water holes being sprayed on the folks that was marching, and it was bad. It was bad. But we're here. We're here, and I'm a poet, and I know it. And I wrote a poem. I was a part of a Black writing group back in the 90s. And every Martin Luther King holiday, we would, on his birthday, we would get together and honor him. And so I wrote this poem. This was written on January the 15th, 2000. So this poem, I wrote this poem 23 years ago on January the 15th. And the name of the poem is, I have a dream that one day the human race will love one another as thyself. I have a dream that one day we can look in the mirror and realize our own faults. Stop pointing the finger at others for our own shortcomings. I have a dream that one day the mother and father can raise and love the children that they chose to make together. Teach the children about God and the good things in the world. Eliminate violence and hatred. Teach the children about loving themselves, because everyone have a gift and a purpose in this life. Dream and strive toward your dreams. I have a dream that the people that chose to do wrong and is now locked up behind bars in prison, in jail, they decide when they are released to freedom, there is a better way to live, crime-free. Live by the 10 Commandments. I have a dream that one day the alcoholic or the drug addict would look in the mirror and see that they are dying a long, slow death. Wake up. Step up to the plate. Confront your mental and emotional pain. Remember, you cannot change what happened yesterday. You can only change what happened today and tomorrow, if tomorrow is God's will. I have a dream that the families stop backbiting and kicking the other brother and sister while they're already down. Give love. It's free. I have a dream that we honor the elder people because they have something to say. They are our past. Without them, we would not have a future. One day, you may be old. How would you want to be treated? I have a dream that one day the human race will realize we have the same father and mother. We are the human race. But I know sometimes some of the humans, they do act like they're animals because, just doing stuff out of control.
Right.
But we don't have to be like that. And we just want people to understand how important it is.
Right. And you said they out here acting like animals?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the people understand that we're gonna be hiring for some zookeepers. We're gonna be hiring for them because we're gonna need these animals. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Cats. And that's one thing about grandma. There's so many things that I could say about grandma just by her being my, you know what I mean, grandmother. We've drove to California. And grandma was like we did not stop. I think we just kept going just to get gas. And grandma, there's so many things I could say about her, but the one that I could think of at the top of my head is that grandma was so blessed with an intuition.
Yeah.
Grandma was so blessed with the intuition, whether it be her feeling, or if she saw you and there was just something, she never had nothing to do with your clothes. She didn't care if it was name brand or whatever it was. But if grandma saw you and there was a vibe that she did not feel, she was going to be looking at you in a certain way. And that look that she gave, that would be for discipline. And I remember there was a time that I came over and I said, hey, grandma knocked on the door and she opened the door. And then the way she was just looking at me. And then I started looking at my clothes and I was like, what? And I was like, is there something on me? And she said, no. And I said, were you looking at me like there's something on me? And I said, and now I'm starting to feel guilty. And then she said, how, if I'm just looking at you, how am I making you feel a certain type of way? Yes. Unless you are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
She said, you must be doing something that you know that you should not be doing. Yes. That's the only reason why you're feeling guilty.
Yep.
I haven't said anything. I haven't done anything. I'm just looking.
You're right.
I'm just looking. And so that look, she and Sarah, I think it's just, man, that look, it was the...
Yeah, it ran people off from our house. Excuse me, I have to say that. We had people come over to our house a lot, but it came to the point they're like, we ain't coming back to your house. I said, why? They said, because your mama, how she be looking at us? We can't come back over there. She don't be saying nothing. She just looking, and they say, hey, I'm not coming back.
hey, but if you pass the test, and then if you think back, the things that she said, it was facts. It was facts. Unfiltered, it was facts. And it is what it is. It's facts.
Yes.
It's facts. It was facts. The people or the situations that she said was not okay, that you shouldn't do, or you should go, or this person you shouldn't be around because they don't mind you any good.
You're right.
They don't mean you no mind. What was the They don't mean you no mind, or they don't mean you no good.
You're right.
This is not a friend.
You're right.
He is not somebody who you should be even consider in. And she would just look at the person that you was even friend or potential even date if there was something about you that she did not feel.
You're right. And we forgot to mention she was a security guard. She was a security guard, and she would do concerts and stuff. But I remember this one time, this guy stole my car. And we was over in Portland because we was living in Vancouver. We was over in Portland looking for him. He had my car. And we ended up finding him. We ended up finding him. My mother still had her billy club like they had for the police. And she asked for the keys, and he wasn't going to give up the keys. And so I'll let my daughter tell you.
Yeah, that was the, you're right, the Billy Club. That's a security officer. Because I was like, Grandma, since you're not working there no more, I think you supposed to be giving that back. And she said, this is for protection. And I said, okay. I mean, it's heavy. It had all those batteries. And so when we found the person driving my mom's car, my grandmother had her apron on. Grandma still had her apron. Grandma had her apron on, and she jumped out the car, and she had that she had that baton, and she was like, "Get out my daughter's car. She got kids. You are not supposed to be stealing from no woman." And then she started like whapping she was whapping
my God.
I said, Grandma, please don't kill the man. I don't want you to go to jail. And she said, he gonna give my daughter back her car. So she kept on beating him until he said, I'm not laughing.
Oh my God.
I'm not laughing because that is somebody's child. But I'm just gonna say that child stole my mother's car, and her child got her car stolen, and she was beating him still with that baton until he started taking the keys out his pocket.
He said, "Get key."
And I will get key.
So he gave up the key and he limped off.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, so that wasn't no joke. But you're going to wrap this up right now, but I have one thing to announce, and I didn't want to announce it before we got here, daughter. I didn't want to announce this, but we have bad news. A family member passed away this morning. Sophie. I got a text message from Eleanor as soon as I got in my car. And Sophie passed away this morning, and I was toiling with it. I said, I can't say this before the podcast because that's just gonna mess up our day, because she was an amazing woman and we love her. Sophie, she was a school teacher in the school district. Sophie, her name is Sophie Weatherspoon, and she lost. She went home. And she passed this morning, and she's going to be missed, and she's loved. And what I need to say is life and death is something that's very serious. We all got to go. But while we're here, we need to love each other, contact your family, be with them as much as you can, because once they're gone, they're gone. And so this is going to be hard.
Super sad news.
I had to wait until after the podcast, but I'm sending this out to everyone that knows Sophie Weatherspoon. She was a school teacher. She worked for Whitaker for years and years and years for the Portland Public School District, but she did pass away this morning. And I don't know the details about where everything is going to be, but I just wanted to share this with my family. We lost Sophie, and it's very sad. Another sad day. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in to What is the Little Girl Supposed to Do? We love you, and we're hoping that 2023 will be a great year for togetherness, love, and if you've got problems with families, time to get it together. Ask for forgiveness, move forward, because we waste a lot of time and energy doing things missing out on good things for the family. So I don't know if my daughter have something to say.
Well, that news. My condolences to the Weatherspoons. My condolences. This is super. Elnora. Elnora. I love you.
Shalimar, Karen, Maya, Elnora, and her husband, and the family. So sorry for the loss. Sophie was a beautiful, beautiful woman, sister. She loved. She never had any unkind words or comments about anyone. She loved. She loved. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Blood on these streets. What's happening? What's happening? Right before